This eclipse season has been really difficult, at least for me. Whether you know it or not, we are currently in between two major eclipses, one that was at the beginning of August and one that will be on the 28th of August. And I am no astrologer, I'm just someone that is interested in the way that the moon moves because we are affected by the moon, obviously. I am just a girl, as I say in a lot of my other videos, and I have been going through it, and I am sure that a lot of other people have been as well. But have no fear, I am here to give you my tips and tricks of how I've been getting through this time, and hopefully they'll help you out as well. If you want to know what these eclipses and like full moons and new moons are all about, just look up a different video. That I'm not going to go into that because like I am not someone to be able to explain that. I'm just going to explain what has helped me whenever I go through like a pretty difficult, like a very energetically heavy time, feeling like I'm in a slump. And yeah, the things that get me out of that and the things that get me redirected towards my highest timeline. The particular energy, the best way that I can describe it that has been present these past couple of weeks is like pressure. Pressure in the air that something in my reality and maybe within yours as well is not working. Like your current situation is just not sustainable and something needs to change. You need to change something, which then poses the question, like, what do I change? What do I do? How do I know if I'm doing the right thing? All of these questions at least come up in my brain. It has been probably about a week of me feeling super low, no energy, super down on myself. And so today I, again, have decided to pull myself up out of this slump and make myself a new person, which is really funny because I made another video on this channel already about like how I get myself out of a funk, and it always starts with making the decision that you need to get out of it, because it is quite easy to like stay in your like very stagnant, low motivation, sad, depressed state for a long time. And the only way that you're gonna get out of it is if you decide like, okay, I deserve more, and being like that isn't fun. It genuinely is not fun. So once you get past that point, these are the actual physical things that I do that really get me in motion. Normally this decision I'll make like late one night when I've just been scrolling on my phone all day, like I haven't worked out, I haven't been eating well, I have no energy to cook, I have no energy to like do anything for myself, like lots of self-sabotage. And finally at the end of the day, I'm like laying in bed, I can't go to sleep, and I'm just like, this ends. Like, so tomorrow morning I am doing a completely different routine, and if I change my exterior, I'll inherently change my interior, and vice versa. If you change your interior, you then change your exterior. So the first thing I start with is getting up early, which sounds pretty obvious, but getting up a little bit earlier than you usually do, and really making sure you get your sleep schedule like locked in. Going to bed super, super late and then waking up like at 11 or 12 or 1 in the afternoon, biologically, it throws you off. Our eyes, our skin, our nails, our hair, everything, like we take in the energy of the light. And so when you're waking up so late, naturally, you're gonna struggle with your energy levels throughout the rest of the day. And also it will affect your serotonin and your dopamine throughout the day. So just wake up a little bit earlier and then make it incrementally down to between like 6 and 8 a.m. is a great time to wake up. There's so much science about this, which again, I'm no like scientist, but I like to think about these things when I take my dogs out for a walk. In between 6 and 8 a.m., the trees actually emit, I don't know if it's like the word that's coming to mind is pheromone. That's not the right word, but they emit something that is only present during these hours, and it's like very healing and anti-inflammatory to the body. So it's just a very scientific like thing that will make you feel better if you get up and you get out and you go for a walk between those hours. But if you're used to waking up super late, just try to get that a little bit earlier, 30 minutes every single week or every single day, whatever your body can handle. My second thing would be to get ready. Like actually get ready. If you're a girl or if you're someone that likes to put on makeup, like explore. Go on YouTube and find a makeup tutorial that you're like, oh, that's really pretty, or that's interesting, I want to try to recreate that, or a look on Pinterest or whatever. And then plan that like you would plan an outfit and try it out the next day. Like carve out the time you need depending on your schedule, depending on when you go to work and whatnot, and try it out. It could be a flop, but the fact that you're trying something new is just going to give your brain so many more like jumping off points for a different reality rather than sticking in your same routine every single day that's only going to produce the same results and same emotional state that you have been experiencing. Third thing would be movement every single day. Get some sort of movement in that is a little bit more than just a walk. If a walk is the only thing that you can bring yourself up to doing that day, that's fine. It is movement. But the reason why I say a little bit more is because once we actually start to like sweat a little bit or push the body to a point where you're like, oof, I'm working now. Like I can feel that my muscles are working. It's the best cleansing for any stagnation, any sort of stuck emotions, is especially depression. By moving the hips, like I don't know if you've ever heard that twerking actually can help with depression. It can, because in Chinese medicine, moving through the hips, that's where a lot of stagnation can create, and people with depression have a lot of stagnation within the hips. So any movement that starts with the hips is actually great for, clearing. I'm not saying like you move your hips once and then boom, you have no more depression, but move. Just find a practice that works for you, whatever it is, and move. It will benefit you so much. The fourth thing is calling your friends and your family. A couple things on this. I saw this quote recently that was like, there is only a very small sliver of your own life that you and all of your favorite people will be alive at the same time. And like I just got in my period and I was so in my feels. I was just crying reading that because it's so true. Like whatever beef you have with your family or with like friends or I don't know, the people in your circle, these people, these fundamental people are in your life for a reason, whether it is to teach you a lesson or whether it truly is for companionship and teaching you how to love and whatnot. And the least you can do is call them. It doesn't have to be like a gushy, like lovey conversation. It can just be like, hey, how you doing? Just want to check in. All right, you're good. That's fine. Just to say that you've connected a little bit with these people that will not always be here in your life. And we as human, it is very, very, very human of us to completely forget the fact that we are only here for a short period of time, those people around us as well. And I included am horrible at like calling people, staying in touch with people. And the fact that we have the technology to do that, we should use it to its max if you live far from your people. Yeah, whether it's family or even friends, like if you've got a couple good friends, call up your friends if you're in a slump and tell them, I'm in a slump. I need help. Like I need some community. I've been feeling really sad. Like open yourself up and then be open to what you can receive from that, whether it's just like words of advice or a different perspective. Like a perspective shift can be as potent as a timeline shift, like a quantum leap. Sometimes it can be the trigger for that. So those are all kind of like basic things you've probably already heard before. Some of the harder things, but things that will definitely get you out of your slump, your funk, or whatever, is realize what your vices are. Whether it's distracting yourself with scrolling, social media, TV, video games, vaping, drinking, I don't know, smoking weed, drinking too much caffeine. There's so many different vices. Like I'll let you fill in the blank, but you know what I mean. Whatever you're using to kind of distract you from whatever's going on inside of you, remove it. I definitely struggle with scrolling on social media, as so many other people do at this time. And especially right now, I'm not working and there's a lot of time in the day. And it's so easy to get looped into that. And so I've noticed within myself that I've been scrolling way too much. Why? Because there's a deeper feeling there that I don't want to feel. So I'm trying to distract myself. And so identify what that is and then sit with those uncomfortable feelings. And this is so much easier said than done, but sit with those uncomfortable feelings. Just sit with them. Like, it is so fucking hard, but the second that you sit with them, it doesn't even need to take long. Like, you might just have a flash, like a download or a realization, like, oh, I've been feeling this, which is causing me to do this, or I've been feeling this way. Why do I feel that way? And then write it down, or just kind of have that dialogue with yourself in your head. And then you might find, like, again, a solution or a perspective shift just by being. Those emotions that you're feeling on the inside are just begging to be felt. They're messengers, emotion, like energy in motion, to hopefully get you to change your actions or change something, so that your reality will change to something that's more in alignment for you. Like, they're there to help you, essentially. Okay, after you've identified like what's truly at the core of all of this, and you realize like your tendencies to distract and whatnot, now it's time to like get in touch with something that genuinely excites you. Whatever that might be, a new passion project, a new hobby, maybe like you're really motivated to like get in shape, or maybe you're sick of like working out one way and you want to completely change the way you work out, or you know what I mean, like you want to invest your money into an Airbnb or something. Some really cool, fun project that just like lights you up, and start it. When we're feeling so stuck and stagnant, most of the time it's because like there's so many ideas or there's so much going on in our head, but we're not taking any action. And the goal of this life is just to experience. And I have to remind myself of this so often. Like, it genuinely is just to experience. So sometimes we just need to take a leap and fall, or like try something out. Like, even if you're like, oh, I want to start my own jewelry making business, and no one buys any jewelry, that's totally fine. Like, at least you took a step and you tried something, and then that might lead you in a different direction. That's all it is. We're all just here to experience. I was just watching a video and again had an incredible reminder that at the end of the day, none of us are going to be taking like our money or our status or any of this to the other side with us when we pass. At the end of the day, it's just going to be your consciousness that goes with you, and your experiences that your soul has gone through. So make sure you experience. Again, easier said than done, because there's fear that might come up there. But again, like, have that conversation with yourself and throw yourself into something that you wouldn't normally, and change it up. Like, just change up your current reality to change up this feeling of stagnation that you've been in. And the last thing I would say is write down or think about, who do you want to be? Like, who would you be if you had the relationship, or if you had the house, or if you had the money, or if you had the health, whatever it is that you're calling in, or that you think is like, oh, that's the only thing between me and happiness. Imagine you had it already. And yeah, you probably heard this before, but sometimes, like for me, I need to hear it a million different times from a million different people for it to actually like get through my fucking thick ass skull and make some sense in my brain. But Who would you be when you had it all? Like, what would you act like? I mean, if it helps and you've been in the adult world for far too long and you've forgotten, depending on what your childhood was like, because we all experience different childhood, but when you were young enough that, like, let's say between the ages of, like, I don't know, 7 to like 12, like before you were kind of handling your own money and stuff, like when your parents would take care of, like, oh, buying the groceries and buying, like, if you wanted an ice cream or like things like that. And you could kind of just play knowing that, like, at least this won't be the same for everyone, because some people experience like insecurity of housing and all that stuff at those ages. But at a time in your life where you could just genuinely play knowing that, like, you had a place to sleep, like you didn't have to worry about like groceries or all that stuff. If you can remember that far back into your childhood. I can remember as a child, I would play in the forest all the time. Like, I would go out in the morning, I would play in the forest, I would like hope to see wolves, and I would like play with the spirits of the trees and the rocks, and like I was so creative and imaginative, and that was my fun. Like, I didn't have any worry at that age of like, oh, what are we gonna eat tonight, or like paying bills, because I don't know, I was 8 years old, 7 years old. Like, you're not really thinking about those things. And that's kind of the last time that I can remember not having to worry about, like, what am I doing with my life? Am I going to be able to pay the bills? And like, you know, all those big questions that stress us humans out like crazy and take away from our experience of just like living and experiencing. And so if you had all the stuff that you're like begging for, like, what would you do? Imagine if it came yesterday, like you just were given 50,000 isn't even that much nowadays, which is so crazy to say, but like, I don't know, depending on what your goal is. 50,000 right now for me would feel really nice. But imagine whatever amount of money you were given, like, what would you do? Would you truly just like sit there on your couch and just like scroll all day? No, that's probably not gonna fulfill you. There's something beneath it all that you would do. And if you don't know what it is, just sit with that question and see what comes up. And then see if there's a way that you can go towards that answer without having the miraculous money that comes down. Like, if your answer is like, I would like travel, or I would make videos, or I don't know, whatever it may be. Like, is there a way that you can create the feeling of travel within your own hometown? Like, what would you do when you travel? Oh, trying out new cafes, or even just like getting coffees here and there, or whatever, or experiencing like a new workout class, or experiencing something new, discovering. You can have that experience in your hometown for a fraction of the price of what it would be to travel. There's so many ways, and that creativity that comes out, that's something that money can't fill that hole or that void. Like, we're human, we desire to express creativity and to create. Like, that is part of our being. So that might be the thing that is begging to come out of you, and that's why you feel so stagnant. It's because you're not creating, whatever that might look like. A video, an art piece, writing, poetry, you name it. You're the only one that can figure that stuff out for yourself. That's about all I have to say for this video. Yeah, if you too are going through it during this season, I feel you, I see you, and we're gonna make it through. Like, everything happens in phases and waves in our lives. This one might just be a sticky one, but there's the light at the end of the tunnel, and I believe in you. And thank you for watching this video.